All right, let's take a look at another sign here. Not much really to talk about. This is a fairly easy sign, but I wanted to talk about it nonetheless. One of the things I've mentioned in a few of the previous sign videos is the idea that Korean people often don't like to put spaces where they should be putting spaces. And as a beginner learning Korean, I can understand why that might be very confusing, because you might look at something like this and you might be confused whether is this the word here, and is this another word here, or is this three things one word, and is this another word on itself, or is this a word and this thing here another word? Where is the distinguishing line that tells me what is a word and what's not a word? Unfortunately, really the only way of knowing where the word is just simply knowing the actual word itself and knowing what is a word and what's not a word. I'll tell you right now, this is actually one word, and this is sort of something else separate. I guess you could call that a word. And when I tell you what this means, I'm going to break that down just by telling you what this part is. 관계, that refers to some sort of relation. And ta is the hanja for this is very commonly put after the noun form of hada verbs, and ta in this case looks something like this. And what's basically happening in this case is a person who is doing or is related to this particular noun that is the hada noun. So in this case, what it really is a person who is related. Or in other words, you could say some sort of authorized person. Somebody who is related to the particular task at hand, and in that case it would be somebody who is authorized to do that particular task. Now, wei in this case is another very common hanja symbol or character that most Korean people would be able to recognize. Looks something like this, and that's wei, and that sort of means outside. I've actually mentioned this in a few of my previous sign videos, outside, and sometimes it would mean except, because really outside and except are kind of almost the same thing, because I could actually, in this translation that I'm going to give you, you could actually sort of say outside or except in this case. Now, as I said before, this thing is the authorized people or the authorized person. And putting this way after this type of person is saying other than or except or outside of the authorized people, this. Well, what is this? 접근, that, if I translate that, that's the 접근하다. Maybe I'll write that down. 접근하다. That means to approach. Or maybe to get close to. And just saying 접근, that's just whatever the noun form of this would be. So approaching or getting close to or something like that. And 금지, if you've been following my sign videos for a while, you'll know that this is very often put after the noun form of a hada verb, and this is the noun form of a hada verb here, to say do not do. Do not do whatever is before this particular thing. So all this is saying is don't approach this area or whatever this little man is close to here. And if you put this whole sign together, all it's saying is other than or except or outside of the authorized people, you're not allowed to or do not get close to or approach this area. That was fun and quick, and I hope you learned a lot.